Okay, let's dive in. Welcome to the deep dive. We're your shortcut to understanding the pretty groundbreaking changes and key facts about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. All straight from our sources, of course.
Yeah, this tournament really looks set to redefine, well, just the sheer scale of global football.
Exactly. And our mission today is simple. Give you that insider's view, break down what makes this event so unprecedented.
So first things first, the dates. Our sources confirm it's kicking off June 11, running all the way to July 19, 2026.
Right, that's a solid 5.5 weeks. And the hosting is unique this time around, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the first time three nations are hosting together. The United States is the main host, but Canada and Mexico are crucial co-hosts.
And the size, it's just huge. We're talking 48 national teams.
48, up from 32. And that means a massive increase in matches, 104 games in total.
Wow, 104. That's nearly double the old format. It's going to be wall-to-wall football.
It really is. And, what's really fascinating, I think, is how this expanded format changes the whole strategy.
How so? What's the big structural shift?
Well, the group stage is the main thing. Instead of 8 groups, we'll have 12 groups, each with 4 teams. So same group size, just more groups.
Okay, 12 groups of 4. But the sources also mention something striking about getting out of the group stage.
Yeah, that's maybe the biggest twist. It's not just the top 2 from each group going through anymore. The 8 best third-place teams also advance, which means you suddenly have a round of 32.
A round of 32. That makes the knockout stage much bigger.
Right.
How does that impact how teams might, play those group games?
Well, it's a huge shift tactically. Sources suggest, and it makes sense, that teams might be, let's say, more inclined to play for a draw sometimes.
Especially in that last group game, maybe.
Exactly. If, just 1 point could be enough to sneak through as one of the best third-place teams, well, it might encourage more cautious play.
Potentially less all-out attack in certain situations. A whole new layer of calculation for managers.
Definitely. But, okay, this expanded format, all these games, where are they actually going to happen? The venues must be spread out.
They are. Our sources point to 16 stadiums across 16 cities, a massive undertaking logistically.
Right. So in Canada, you've got Vancouver, BC Place, and Toronto's BMO Field.
And Mexico's bringing some heavy hitters, the legendary Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. That place is iconic.
Truly, it'll be the first stadium ever to host games in 3 different World Cups. Plus, you have Estadio BBA in Guadalupe and Estadio Akron in Guadalajara.
Wow. And then the bulk are in the U.S., 11 venues.
That's right, 11 across the states. The final, the big one, on July 19th, is set for MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
A huge stage. What are some of the other notable U.S. venues?
Well, you got quite a list. AT&T Stadium near Dallas, Arrowhead in Kansas City, known for its incredible noise levels.
Oh, yeah, legendary atmosphere there.
Then there's NRG in Houston, Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, the new SoFi Stadium in L.A., Lincoln Financial Field in Philly.
So coast to coast, really.
Absolutely. Lumen Field in Seattle, Levi Stadium down in the Bay Area, Gillette near Boston, and Hard Rock Stadium in Miami gets the 3rd-place playoff.
Okay, so games across 3 countries, different time zones, and crucially, different climates. That brings up a big question, doesn't it? The weather.
Oh, definitely. Heat is a major, major concern flagged in our sources, especially for a summer tournament.
Which cities are flagged as particularly high risk?
Well, places like Miami, Monterrey, down in Mexico, even Kansas City are labeled high or extremely high risk for heat. You have to think about the players.
Absolutely. And player unions are already pushing back on this, right? What are they asking for?
Yeah, they're actively lobbying FIFA. The main thing is to avoid those midday kickoffs in the hottest locations.
Makes sense. Pushing for morning or evening games instead.
Exactly. Or, at the very least, ensuring extra cooling breaks during matches. Player welfare has to be paramount, especially with this packed schedule in potentially brutal heat.
Yeah, it shows that even with all the excitement and scale, you can't forget the basics of player health.
For sure.
So wrapping this up a bit, we've seen the 2026 World Cup isn't just bigger, it's fundamentally different.
Right. From the 3-nation hosting, which is a first, to that whole new group and knockout structure.
And the massive logistical puzzle, including dealing with climate across such a vast area.
So it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What does all this mean for football itself?
How might this new scale, this adaptation needed for different climates, how could that influence how teams prepare, how players perform?
And maybe even, the tactics we see on the pitch. Could it drive a tactical evolution? It's definitely something to keep thinking about as we get closer to 2026.